Weird introducing yourself. How do you introduce yourself? I'm Lemons. I am a league racer on the F1 games, and I'm here today to watch over you, which I don't normally do. I don't normally do commentary. I'm normally on the track, but if I was in this division, I feel like most of you would hate me for lapping you. So, and that's not a dig. It's just a fact. All right. Speechy, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, kudos to you, mate, for taking on the division manager role. It's not a role that I've ever enjoyed doing. It's a lot harder than it looks. So. I can't actually see that telemetry at the bottom because my wheel's in the way. So I'm going to have to sit up nice and tall to be able to see that. Sorry, I've not done this in ages, so let me... Yeah, I think that's what I normally do. Right, who's first out on track? It's a Haas. It is a Haas. Why can't I see a Haas? There it is, Swiss King. Swiss King, here he is. So, Swiss King's teammate is clearly not here today. Oh, I've not been keeping up with the chat. There'd be no point turning up if he was racing me. Yeah, I think you might be right, Speechy. Max says he's not played in a week. Been on GT3S. Is that Gran Turismo? I don't know, I'm not PlayStation. Let's see if it translates. Well, I hope it does for you, Max. Let's see if you can get that Red Bull in the top 3. You ignore blue flags, Philbo, do you? Aren't you just a horrible person? Hi, Vink. Are you in here? Vink? Vink. I don't think Vink's in here. But Swiss is on his lap now. It's a fairly tidy turn 1 and turn 2. So, setting himself up well for the rest of the lap. Used a lot of battery, but personally I would as well in this opening sector. Gets in nice and tight. Gets on the power early. And sector 1's going to be a 28.488 to kick things off. First sector of the season goes to Swiss. Let's see if he can actually post a competitive time at the top of the leaderboard once everyone else has come round. Here's the turn 10 that everyone's going to struggle on. There was a slight lock, but he got the car turned nicely into the corner. He's running low on battery. He might suffer in sector 3. His yellows in at the end of sector 1. That's a Ferrari. Oh, turned in a bit early there and he's invalidated. And he's got a bollard stuck under him by the sounds of it. Can any of you just let me know if the game volume is too high? Because I can always change that. And Swiss is going to go again, which doesn't make sense given the battery he's got. Or maybe he's doing a cool down lap and then he's going to go again. That's going to be what it is. But Waterboy sets the first valid lap of the season. And, oh, I've done something that I don't want. There we go. But he's swiftly beaten by Jay. And then again by Lil Magin. We'll just call him Magin for this season. It's 29.0 currently as the time to beat. Who else has come across the line? It's H. Collins. Probably just going to have to call you Collins, mate. With a 30.9, and that's a very slow lap from Pro. Pro, come on, mate. Now's your time to shine. What are you doing 17 seconds off the pace? He was the Ferrari that, of course, spun in Sector 1. So, we know that he's got more in the locker, does Pro. And they're all coming across the line now. CJ Drama with a 29.5 onto the podium position. And Quimo with a 29.6, not too far behind him. Speechy, who I've already said is my favourite coming into this race, and he's 8/10 off the pace. So, what do I know? What do I know? I think I'd like to get back on board with Swiss. We've given him a lot of screen time already, but I want to see this lap that he's building us up for. Why is there a tiny yellow flag in Sector 2? Can anyone else see that? It's the world's tiniest yellow flag. Oh, it's gone green all of a sudden. Okay. Oh, he's a bit messier in Sector 1 this time. Maybe the tyre wear's not been kind to him. Given he's done a few laps now. Sorry, I'm just having a chocolate bar if you don't mind. He's going to keep going though. But I have to say the first lap looked a lot cleaner than what I'm seeing right now. I don't think this is going to be up there, and he's locked up a lot more than he did the first time as well. It's got to be the tyre wear. I don't think the tyre wear is very good in Bahrain, but again, might be wrong. I literally can't remember. Oh, perfect, Frank. Got another join in for the race, so we'll have 15. Cool. Who is the other one, Frank, if you don't mind me asking? Is it someone I know, or is it... It's probably not. I think everyone that I know is here, from what I remember seeing. But here's the valid lap from Swiss. I don't think it's going to set the world alight. It's a 30.2, which puts him in the mid-pack. Everyone behind him surely has time to gain. Prowler is just in Sector 3 now, about to complete his lap. I think Prowler and Pro are on a similar level, so... Well, I'm expecting Prowler to massively beat Pro, as he just has done. 30.3, but I'd say that's where Pro can expect to be, in and around Prowler. Philbo coming back into the pits, could not set a lap on his first run. Who else is coming round? There's an Alpine somewhere around here. Speechy. And he is draining, so he is on a lap. It's Simmons for Sauber that's going to join. So Sauber will... Oh, Sauber don't have any drivers at the moment. Unless I'm being blind. And that's a 29.1 from Speechy. A bit better now. Just the 1/10, well, 1.5 tenths off pole. Phillips coming into the pits. It looks like he's run out of fuel. Is that Jay coming up? Yeah, Jay. I think he might be on a lap actually. Oh, he's run a little bit wide. Is he on a lap? He's not draining. Maybe he's given up on the lap. We'll just stay on board just in case. He's pulling to the right. Or is it? No, he's not pulling to the right. He's saving all the battery for the final stretch, and it's a 29.352, which doesn't beat his last lap. Just about loses out on that second run. But that's fine. He's done 2 laps on the same tyres, which likely means he's going to save a set of softs for the race, should he need it. Who we got now? It's Prowler, who's coming in. Pro is Pro on a lap? I think he is. He is. Right, I'll stay on board with Pro. Let's see if I'm right and he can get in and amongst Prowler. Car not being pushed too much through these corners, looks quite limited. Speechy, if you're listening, mate, could you please invite Simmons when you get a chance? Or Simons. He just reminds me of Xavi Simons, so I'm just going to call him Simmons. Oh, and he's run wide. Pro has run wide and invalidated his lap. So he's still only going to have that 146 on the board. Max was saying that he's been busy playing Gran Turismo rather than F1, and he's only managed a 133. But this is his out lap, so it doesn't say he's on an out lap, but he's got full charge and he's not invalidated, so I'd imagine it's an out lap. Who's Waterboy has just started his lap. He's got very low battery for just starting his lap. That must have been a big drain down the straight. Alright, Max is starting his lap. We need to see Max get up out of P12. Relatively clean sector 1. Oh, he swings it into the S's. Kicks the back end out a little bit. Locks the tyres up. Now coming into 9 and 10. Big lock, but it's a good lock. Oh, and he's lost the car. That's that lap over. Even though he's still draining, he's still going for it. Max, I'd let off and go again, mate. No need to drain. But yeah, locking the brakes in this game doesn't necessarily mean you're losing time, which seems bizarre. Sometimes it's better to lock the brakes than not, because it means you're braking more efficiently. But you don't want to lock too much, otherwise you lose a lot of time. Philbo Baggins! He was nowhere, and he's jumped up to the top of the 28.7. He hadn't set a lap time, and now he's 3/10 clear. Is that checkmate? Or has anyone got a response to that? We've still got 5 minutes of the session to go. And who's that that's just jumped up? It's his teammate, Philip Silla. There's 2 Mercs on the front row. Where have we seen that before? Jesus. Oh, imagine! Imagine with the 28.3. Oh my goodness. The times are tumbling now. The gripper's upped. And now you got to expect everyone to start improving. Imagine with the 28.3. That is such a big improvement that I'm not sure that we're going to see better than that. Who else we got on a lap? Let's see where Jay is. He's just starting his lap by the looks of it. Who else? CJ, he's also starting his lap. Waterboy was on a lap before, but I jumped off board. And now, I don't really know what he's doing, but I think he's out of fuel. Collins is coming into Sector 3. He is in Sector 3, actually. And he looks like he might be down on his time. Yeah, he's definitely down on his time. Prowler is just behind him, though. Is Prowler going to improve? He's got no battery to speak of. I don't think it's going to be an improvement. It's not. So we'll go back to Jay. Wayne, you think this is a soothing voice? That's crazy to me. It's a purple Sector 2 from Jay. Come on, Jay. Put that Ferrari where it belongs. What's it going to be for Jay? He has a lot less battery than he did last time, I think. And it's only a... Oh, no, it's a 28.5. Sorry, I read that as a 29.5. I thought it wasn't an improvement, but he's gone onto the front row. So, a lot of drivers need to answer now. Swiss is... Oh, I missed Swiss getting a 29.0. That was a big improvement from his last lap. CJ just starting his lap by the looks of it. Collins on his lap in Sector 3 now with the special Williams livery. Pro, I'm not slating you, mate. I'm not slating you at all. Oh, I've just seen you've retired as well. Did you crash or did you just retire? Collins comes across the line. Does improve, but not his position. So, Prowler has invalidated. Simmons is in now as well, and he's managed to get in for the end of qualifying and is getting an outlap. I really don't understand why there's a green, like, it's a DRS zone in Sector 2 sometimes. I mean, I know there's a DRS zone in Sector 2, but there's a tiny one. Like, it just appears there. I don't understand. I can't see through the yellow flags to see how much time's left, but I imagine Simmons has enough time, given he's warming the tyres up. Is Simmons just going to join late and then blast one on pole? Time will tell. We got just under 2 minutes left, so that'll be Jay done. Speechy gearing up for his final lap now. CJ, I think he's just gonna. Oh, I think he's just done a lap. Oh, he's on 3-lap old hot soft tyres as well. Everyone coming round for their final run. Is anyone actually? I think Jammer might be on a lap. Where's Max? Max is actually coming around. Oh no, he's on a what's it called? Outlap. Jay, you've had 6 months off. Well, that explains why I haven't seen you racing recently. But yeah, not bad at all. P2 at the moment. But I think the times are going to come tumbling down. Stay on board with Jammer because I think he is the lead car on a lap. Oh, it's a bit of a messy turn 10. It could be okay. Let's see what the split is at the end of Sector 2. $18 viewers, guys. That's fucking fantastic. Brilliant. Great stuff. More viewers than we have in the race. So that's brilliant. I appreciate it. And because I was thanking you, I missed what the split was. It's 2 temps. He's 2 temps up, which will move him up 1 place. Simmons could only go to P12 with a 30.9. Then Jammer. Yeah, Jammer has done 4 temps. Got back into P12. But who's going to be around now? It's an Aston Martin. And it's not that one. Where's the other one? It's Waterboy. And he's not on a lap. Brilliant. One of the Mercedes coming around. It's Philbo. He is on a lap. So can Philbo get pole here? Can he do it? I don't know what his sector times were. And it's a 28.595. It's only 3 thousandths behind Jay. We got his teammate coming up as well. There's actually a Red Bull of Max, who moves up to P11. And then Philip improves, but not enough. He doesn't move his position. So now it's Magin. Armin, welcome, mate. Appreciate you, buddy. 21 viewers. It's going up. And Magin sets a new fastest lap of 27.9. There we go then. I think 6 tenths gap at the front means that's going to be our pole time, right? I think that was CJ just crossed the line, and then Swiss crossed the line. Neither could improve their position. Simmons is coming round, but he's in the box. And that's quali over. Woo! First round of a brand new division. And that is your grid. Magin on pole, Jay on the front row with him, and then Philbo Baggins. Philbo Baggins, what a name. I think that might be one of my favourite names in all of league racing. Philbo Baggins. P3. with his teammate of Philip just behind him. Then Swiss King in the Haas. Speechy, who was my favourite for pole, in 6th. In the end, he was actually 1.2 seconds behind pole. So, will Magin get a early promotion to top division? We'll have to see. I think Magin might have been practicing a little bit. I think he might have been. So there we have it. Magin on pole, then Jay, Philbo Baggins, Philip, Swiss King, Speechy, CJ, Quimo, Waterboy, Collins, Max, Prowler, Jammer, Simmons, and then Pro rounds out the grid. Are you ready for the first race of the season? Coming up next. Here we go then. The formation lap gets underway with Magin leading us round in his Aston Martin. Do position change off the start. We don't need that. Oh, actually, no, we won't. We want to see the tyres. Hello! There's a bit of a mix of strategy going on here. So the front 6, all on the medium tyre. Then we have CJ on the softs. Quimo on the hard, so he's the only one on the grid to opt for the hard tyres to start with. Then we have Waterboy on the softs. Then 10th through 13th on the mediums. And then the back 2 on the softs. I'm not sure what I'd go for here. I think the one stop is still the strategy on the medium hard. For those of you that want any tips, you didn't ask for them, but you're having them. So I think Quimo could be well placed with his alternate strategy to get a bit of a jump midway through this race and then climb back through on the medium tyres. I'm not sure if the softs are a great strategy here, but again, I'm only working off memory and I can't really remember. Oh, you can't tell it when you're driving it, but that is a huge hill down the back, well, is it a back straight of Sector 3? Everyone's kept it nice and clean on the formation lap. Everyone getting their tyres nice and toasty. So, interesting to see what the soft runners can do off the start here, because they should have the advantage in these first couple laps. Oh, what's happened to that Red Bull back there? Well, it's not Quimo, it's Max. He's in the grass. Max, mate, what are you playing at? Max, you're cooking your tyres, mate. It's not Gran Turismo. Flippin' heck. Well, if you want to start the race on 20% wear, then this is how you do it, folks. Swiss, CJ, and someone else all missing their grid slot. Oh, better jump on with the lead. It's 5 red lights. And away we go. It looks like one of the Mercedes was getting squirrely off the start. It was Philbo Baggins with Swiss has gotten past him. Oh, they're 4 abreast. There's contact. That's Philbo. He's dropped way down. And that's Swiss off the track now. Getting it all wrong in the first section. And CJ's come through on those softs. I said it would be interesting to see what those soft runners can do. And there's an M plate that's gone flying somewhere back there. It could be that of Speechy. I don't think it is, actually. Quimo's missing an M plate. But yeah, I think Philbo Baggins got caught short there. Didn't have a good start. He's still got his wing. But he is plummeted down the order to P11. What battles have we got then? Quimo's also benefited off the start, which is good for him on those hard tyres. Any moves he can make early on are really going to benefit him later down the line. And Simmons having a little sniff up the inside. He started fairly far back. He's up 5 places. Filbo down 8 as we saw, and Max has lost 3 places. That's probably due to having 20% wear on those tyres. Pro hasn't been able to keep up with the pack on the opening lap. He's dropped out already, and Max is actually out as well. But look at Magin, he's flying. I can't see him staying in this division for much longer, to be honest. He was miles ahead in qualifying, and he's already 1.4 ahead of Jay on the opening lap. And Philip's gone very deep in an overtake attempt on Jay. It's not paid off. Jay reclaims that position. CJ having a little look as well, and Speechy's going for the move here on Swiss. Swiss goes deep to try and hold that position, and he does well. He's held it through sector 1. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. Need to brake earlier with the car that close in front of you. Filbo, if he genuinely doesn't have damage, then it's not over for him yet. He can reclaim these positions. Yeah, everyone's settling nicely now. Swiss has lost touch with the train in front, but who is that? It's Max! Does he have a puncture? Did he get a puncture from that formation lap? Filbo through on Jammers. Wait, is he? No, Jammers through on... No, I've got that wrong. Jammers got through on Prowler. Prowler's going to be draining to try and keep up now. Filbo does get through on Collins though, and Magin sets a new fastest lap of the race. 2-second gap up the front now. And Collins comes into the pits. Has he got damage? Couldn't actually see. Speechy asking questions of Swiss, and now he's going to get a great run on him into this second DRS zone. No questions asked. Easy as you like. It's another yellow flag. Just in that strange Sector 2 area. But yeah, an early pit stop for Collins. I'm assuming that's damage related. It does seem like he was in there a while. Okay, can Filbo look to make a move on Simmons? Start working his way back up. Simmons' light is flashing, but he is just running in none. He does have... Well, he's drained it all now, trying to keep Filbo behind, but he's not too close. CJ getting very close to Philip up ahead, though. But while Philip has the DRS of Jay, it's going to be very hard for CJ to make a move in the DRS zones. So you might need to think about which corners can he capitalise on. Just watch Philip drive. Oh, but it looks like Philip's got battery issues. He's completely drained his battery, and that's just going to let CJ through. Unless Philip's gone very deep again. Philip's off the track, and that just makes CJ's job incredibly easy. If we go back to the tyres, CJ is one of the soft runners. So CJ doing exactly what is being asked of him. And he's up into the podium positions after lap 4. Filbo did get through on Simmons. There's a Ferrari going slow in Sector 1, and it's Pro. Max has just said that he was on 50% tyre wear after lap 2. That might have something to do with your formation lap, mate, in all honesty. 50%? How have you done that? Where even is he? Oh, he's retired. Oh, okay. We're down to 14 runners. You don't like to see an early retirement. Max didn't think that formation laps counted your tyre wear. I can tell you now, Max, they definitely do. They 100% do. So, Yeah, that's your race done, fella. I'll see you back here next week. And Pro is round again. Pro, what was your excuse earlier? Can't actually see it now. You've got no traction control and manual gears. Well, oh, and you've got a 3-second penalty as well, actually. Maybe you should consider turning them back on. Because a 25-second gap to Prowler is not where you want to be, son. Right, what's the closest battle? Waterboy is close to the back of Philbo Baggins, but I think that's because Philbo Baggins has just made his way through, and he's up into P8 now, after that horror start. Speechy has actually dropped off the back of CJ, but he's looking to bring that back now. I think Philip was running in... I'm getting confused now. No, Philip was running in P4, wasn't he? He went deep into turn 1 and CJ went through. And now Speechy's through as well. I'm wondering if Philip's running no line or like no ABS or something. Because it is... I've seen him go deep in turn 1 a couple times now. Let's just stay on board with Philip just here because no one else is really close enough at the moment. Apart from Collins, actually, who's just past Pro. Actually, they're side by side. I think Pro's giving him ample room. Pro realises he's, I don't know, not really driving to the best that he probably could if he had the assists on. I missed Philip's turn 1. But he's still within touching distance of Speechy, so it couldn't have been all that bad. Philbo has his eyes on his next target of Quimo. Quimo has those hard tyres on, so the race will come to Quimo. This is actually better than he probably should be expecting to be, given the tyres he's on. So he's running a good race, Quimo. He's 3 seconds off the back of Swiss, but that shouldn't matter too much right now. Simmons closing the gap on Jammers as well. Trying to do his best for the Sauber team, who only have Simmons tonight. Very tight line through there, which kills his exit. I think we've got to look out for Collins as well. He may be 26 seconds back, but he has had his pit stop. It will force him onto the 2-stop, but I'm sure he won't be the only one on the 2-stop, so he does have people to race. He just needs to make the most of this clean air while he's got it. And that time is coming down to Prowler. There's CJ getting very close to Jay up here in the podium places. Sorry guys, but I'm gonna have to plug my controller in for a bit, so you are going to get a bit of a horrible noise probably. I actually can't hear it, so it might be fine. Speechy's got himself in this battle as well, actually. As CJ's not actually managed to keep that gap down, but the DRS has helped quite a lot, actually. But yeah, CJ's tyres are going to start to feel like they're dropping off compared to the mediums. So even if he does get past Jay, I think it will be temporary. And I've not really said much about Magin, although it's a good job I jumped on board with him because he's diving into the pits after 6 laps on the mediums. I think that confirms that he's going for the 2-stop. And Jay is our new race leader. I think Well, I don't know, to be honest, but I think the... What did he just hit? That was like there was a brake marker just in the middle of the track that he's smashed into. There are a few pitters actually, so I think that confirms the 2-stop for a few of them, but those are 2 soft runners jumping into the pits. I think maybe it's going to be like a soft, medium, soft for them, and maybe where is he? Majin. Oh no, Majin's come out on the hards. Okay, so maybe Majin's going medium, hard, medium, or medium, hard, soft. I don't think the mediums will go this far, but I could be wrong. Maybe they do, actually. I think I might have seen someone say that they go 21 laps earlier, but I don't know, I could be making that up. Collins with a 3-second time penalty, so those back 3 drivers all with time penalties now. Speechy's dropped off the back of CJ. I don't know what's happened to Speechy, but he's clambering himself back in. I think maybe he's just topping that battery up. Jay's actually managing his battery very well. You've probably done it before, Lemons, let's be real. What have I done before? The 1-stop. Is that what you're referencing? I feel like I have done the 1-stop before, but I literally... My memory is so bad, I cannot remember any strategies from anywhere or tyre wear or whatever. I feel like I've done medium hard before, but this just feels really early. I thought it'd be like lap 10, 11, something like that. But given how many people have actually pit, maybe I'm wrong. So CJ comes out in P9, given he was one of the soft runners. I think, you know, maybe one to watch, especially if he can get those hards to the end. Maybe that's what will win it for him if he can. Well, I don't think he's going to win it because Majin's just showing that he's far above these guys. But here we go then. Filbo has now gotten past Quimo, but Quimo's managing to stay relatively close behind Filbo. Swiss got a 3-second penalty, and I didn't actually see that Speechy's got a 3-second penalty. And Speechy, with CJ not in between Jay and himself, has lost touch with any sort of DRS. He's not been able to close the gap to Jay, and I think Jay's battery has helped him manage that as yet. He's got about half what he had before. And that's Philip into the pits. So another medium runner choosing to come in now. I think the hards probably will go the rest of the race, right? From here, Jammers has got a 10-second time penalty. Where is Jammers? There he is. And Lil Majin showing how quick he really is with the fastest lap of the race. CJ up to P7 then. So Philip was behind him anyway, wasn't he? But he's got a 3-second gap to him now. I don't think he had that before. Prowler's pitted onto softs, which 100% confirms that he's stopping again. But he is quite far off the back of Jammers, who's just come out of the pits. So we'll see how it goes for Prowler. We've got a nice tidy little train here. Filbo, Quimo and Majin. No, not Majin. No, sorry. Swiss, Filbo and Quimo. God, I need to get better at reading the fucking timing tower. So I think the one to watch here is Filbo to get through on Swiss. But actually, what's Quimo's? Quimo's not got the best battery, so I don't think Quimo has a chance of doing a double jump or anything like that. He might get past Swiss, but if Swiss is hanging to the right there, he seems like he's going into the pits, and it looks like Filbo's going to follow him in, and Quimo does get the jump. He gets the jump on Jay as well, as they've all dove into the pits. So now Quimo's strategy starting to pay off. as he will go onto the medium tyres at the end of this stint, and he'll lead the charge onto the cars ahead of him. Will be interesting to see what the pace of the guys who haven't raced today will be. Yeah, it will be interesting to see how they slot into the pack. I'll be surprised if they're ahead of Magin. Frank, while you're here, do you think that Magin might potentially move, or is he going to stay here and lead the way for the rest of the season? What do you think? He gets it turned in nicely into that turn 10. Did clip the curb, which isn't optimal, but it didn't matter. His exit was still good. Jay asking questions of CJ now. CJ did get the jump on him from that earlier stop, but a 2-lap differential on tyre wear, I'm not sure. You know, if these guys are really, you know, evenly paced, I'm not sure that a 2-lap tyre deg difference is going to make an awful lot of difference. I think even if Jay gets through, CJ will probably be able to keep up and then repass. So it could be a good battle to the end for these guys if they are actually quite evenly matched drivers. And here Jay goes. His battery management's been good today. I've been impressed with Jay's battery management. CJ looks to be empty. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Apologies. And it's just a little love tap to Jay to say, I'm still here and I'm going to try and repass you. But he might not have the battery to do it, as Jay still has battery, but he's not using it, and that's why he has battery. If Jay thinks that CJ has pace... Oh, but Jay actually asking questions of CJ, and I'm not sure that's the smartest move. I think you guys need to work together to be able to finish as high up as you can, and then capitalise on each other's mistakes. I don't think forcing each other to make mistakes is going to benefit either of you. But it makes for exciting racing. Frank says, I prefer not to speak, in brackets, most probably. Something of note is Speechy is still out on these 11 lap old mediums, and that is about to come to an end. You can actually see the wear on those tyres looking pretty horrible. So where's Speechy going to come out? I'm going to stay on board with this little train actually. Philip's getting involved with these two. But Philip doesn't have the best battery. So we'll go on board with Jay because I think he's going to pass CJ with a relative ease. But CJ has saved his battery a bit better this time and hasn't managed to get through. Philip doesn't outbrake himself into turn 1 this time. Doesn't get the best run through turn 2 though. And here's Jay's second opportunity. Chooses not to burn the battery. Oh, he likes that exit though. He was there last lap as well, putting himself alongside CJ, and he nearly went for it again. Chose not to this time. Oh, it's very deep from Jay, and he's lost his front wing. There's an M plate gone for Jay. And that's devastating for his race, as we see him bleed wide out the exit of this corner and lose tons of time to CJ in front. And Philip probably saw that M plate go flying, and now he's draining the battery to try and get past Jay. Philip needs to get through to be able to stay in touch with CJ. That's devastating for Jay. I wonder what his plan is now. Does he stay out and run this broken wing? Or does he come into the pits and not risk losing more lap time? Doesn't look like it's affecting him too badly though. He's managed to save a lot of battery and stay in touch with CJ, so that's actually quite impressive. CJ's draining, but Jay has more. Manages to pass CJ, albeit temporarily. Jay's forced onto the sausage curb there. Jay actually ghosted for a little bit there as they made contact. Waterboy comes into the pits further back, but will stay on board here. Actually, we won't, because Jammers is side by side with Collins, and yeah, there was a bit of contact there. Simmons looking to get involved as well. We'll briefly have a look at what the penalties look like, and there's a lot of 10-second penalties. I only saw one flash up the top, and it's a speeding penalty for Simmons, Jammers, and Swiss. So that's going to have huge implications for the end of this race. They may be able to serve it in the pits if they are on the two-stop strategy. Jay and Philip are fighting. I've seen more contact. I only caught the end of that there, but that didn't look like the cleanest racing. Jay's fighting back. Jay is really getting his elbows out today. And it's inviting all the guys behind him. They're all queuing up behind Jay now with his broken wing. We'll watch them come down the home straight here. Speechy is through, and so is Philip, as they're 3 wide into turn 1. Oh, and then Philbo's trying to get involved as well. Jay is plummeting down the order here. The guy that had the most battery is now running on empty. As Philbo gets through, or does he? Forcing Jay onto that wide line, and they're still side by side. That's Philbo. They're still side by side, these two. And now Swiss is getting in the mix. He was... Oh, and that is big contact to force Jay wide there. And Swiss has just pinched the position from both of them. So ultimately, that contact between Jay and CJ, I think it was CJ. Jay actually gets back through on Philbo now. Maybe that was because of that contact. I think it was. He's let off Philbo, hasn't he? So yeah, that contact between Jay and CJ has proved fatal for Jay. Frank saying that a safety car would be interesting. Yes, it would. I'm saying Prowler's about to fly up. Is he? You sure? Philbo gonna mount a charge now. Try and take that position a bit more cleanly than he attempted to. Philip and Speechy actually are going at it. Hammer and tong. Speechy is draining all the battery he's got, but so is Philip. Not an awful lot of battery management going on, just pure racing. I love to see it. And Philbo, I don't know what that exit was. I don't know how he got in that position. But he's through on Jay. And look at that, Magin, 10 seconds in the lead, ahead of Quimo, who hasn't actually boxed yet. At least I don't think he has. No, he hasn't. So CJ is the nearest driver behind Magin, and he's he's 22 and a half seconds behind Magin. No, I won't allow you, Frank. I absolutely won't. Prowler's got a box again. If anything, he's going backwards. Sorry, Prowler, mate. Right, back to the action then. There's been a lot of action, especially into turn 1 in this race. I mean, it was bound to happen. I don't think it's going to happen this lap. Speechy launches a dive. Simmons gets another 3-second time penalty. Let's unplug that now just in case that is making noise. Here comes Speechy then to the inside of CJ. Both on a penalty. Let me just jump back to penalty. Yeah, they're both on a 3-second. They're not part of the 10-second crowd. Simmons into the pits then. I think Simmons was part of the 10-second crowd, so he's going to serve that 10-second time penalty. Was he? See, this is what I mean about my memory. Yeah, he does have one, but yeah, he's serving it now. Simmons jumps onto the hards for the remaining 12 laps of this race. Everyone's settling down a little bit now. Closest gap at half a second. It will be in the next few laps. I'd imagine that Quimo will dive into the pits. And what was that? Speechy seemed to lose a bit of traction on exit, but you wouldn't think so from how far ahead of CJ he is. CJ actually goes a bit deep into turn 1. That's not going to help him out of turn 2. Filbo's gaining on Swiss. Not going to launch the dive into turn 4. He's not fully recovered from his unfortunate start to this race. I'd need to see it back to know exactly what happened, but it just looked like he got sandwiched at turn 1. Caused him to drop all the way back to P11. Prowler then into the pits. Or sorry, just out of the pits. Now on the hard compound tyre. Gutting off those soft compound. The whole grid is running the hard tyre apart from Jammers at the moment. Jammers will have to pit again. Imagine in for his second stop. It's going to be another set of hards. So medium, hard for Magin. And Quimo's in. So this is Quimo's first stop. Where's he going to come out? I think Magin's going to come out P8. Not Magin, sorry. I think Quimo's going to come out P8. I mean, he was running P7. You know, in the middle of that stint on the hards before everyone boxed. So the fact he's going to come out P... Is he out P8? Where's Filbo? Oh, Filbo came in as well. So P7. So yeah, Quimo's back out in P7, where he was in the middle of that stint. So he's only looking forwards now. He's got a 7.5 second gap to Jay in front. But is Jay still running? Yeah, he's still running that wing. Oh my god, that's wide from Jay. So yeah, Jay's going to be very much looking backwards at this point. Quimo taking half a second out of Jay just through that section where Jay went off. And it's another 0.3 there in that corner. What about turn 10? That should be a big chunk. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Quimo's exit wasn't great. Anyway, let's jump back towards the front. Philip staring down the barrel of CJ. Actually, we'll go back because Filbo launching an attack on Collins, and in doing so cuts the corner and gets a 3-second time penalty. Could the stewards be looking at that saying that he should give that position back because he cut the corner? I suppose it's up to Collins to report that. We'll jump back towards the front now with Philip and CJ. See if they can tango. Both those boys clipping that curb. Collins into the pits. He's on... Oh yeah, he boxed early. He boxed on lap 2 or lap 3. So he's in for his second stop. Phillips actually dropped off the back of CJ through that sector 2. He'll be desperate to get back within DRS, but CJ has more battery, so I think that might be it for Phillip, unless he has a really good sector 3. And with that, no cars are within DRS of each other, so maybe we should just sit back and watch Magin drive for a bit. Magin really draining the battery when he doesn't actually need to. Oh, but that's why he's draining the battery. He's setting the fastest lap of the race. The 1:31.288. Phillip, of course, unable to close into... Oh, and Jay has sped in the pits with his broken wing. He didn't brake early enough to compensate for the broken wing, and he has sped into the pits, giving himself a 10-second penalty. He's putting the soft tyres on, but he's got a long way to go now. Waterboy also into the pits and also speeding. I think that's 5 speeding penalties into the pits today. So something to learn for round 2. I want to see less than 5 next week, boys, please. Who knows, that number could go up yet. We might not have seen the end of the pit stops. I think it's 5 anyway. I might be wrong. Phillip has closed the gap to CJ. I don't know whether that's just good cornering from Phillip or a mistake from CJ. But as long as Phillip can stay relatively close to CJ, he will jump him on penalties. As long as he doesn't get any penalties for himself, that is. And he's actually currently net P2, because he will get the jump on Speechy as well. Let's just check those penalties. Yep, both 3 seconds. Swiss is on 16 seconds of penalties. But that will only lose him 1 position as it stands, but... yeah, Philbo is on fresh tyres, so could be down to P7, maybe even P8 if, well no, Jay's got a 10 second, so P6 or P7 for Swiss, I think. Swiss was actually within the 1 second very temporarily as he went deep into that corner, but is no longer. Magin is approaching the back of Pro. So we will start to see a car getting lapped relatively soon, I think, with Magin on those fresh tyres. Although Pro is on fresh tyres as well, so let's see if Pro can keep him behind. But yeah, it's all spaced out a little bit now, so... Oh, who's that? Someone's talking to me. I thought I was in a party. I'm not in a party. There we go. That was someone talking that's not even in this race, so I don't know who that was. I don't even know if you guys could even hear that on the stream. Jay setting the new fastest lap of the race because he's on those soft tyres. God, I need a drink. Don't normally talk this much. Phillip is once again within the 1 second, but it's too late for that DRS, and he's swiftly out of it again. How's CJ doing for battery? Both drivers, well, Phillip very low on battery, CJ also pretty low. this is our closest battle. I think Philip just needs to manage his battery a little bit better, perhaps in Sector 2. Just run it in none throughout Sector 2, and then don't drain quite as much on the straights. He should find more pace there to close the gap to CJ. And here we go then. Swiss has actually closed the gap to Philip, and that has got to be battery orientated. And then quickly is out of it again. I'm wondering if this is a setup, not issue, but I wonder if setups are causing this, where Philip is maybe pulling away from Swiss on the straights, and then Swiss has a little bit more in the corners. Not that it's going to matter anyway with Swiss's penalty. But Philip is out of contention for P2 now, it seems, as Spicci is driven away from CJ. You'd expect him to as well with the tyre differential there. Spicci was my favourite to win this race, but little did I know that Lil Magin would be a little pace demon. 13 seconds the gap now. Spicci with his 3-second time penalty that will extend to 16 seconds as it stands. But there are 4 laps to go in the Bahrain Grand Prix, round 1 of VDL here in the Challenger division. Brand new division for this season, season 2 of VDL. Swiss is back within the 1 second. He did get DRS in that stretch. Oh, it's an interesting line from Swiss. And I think Quimo is fast approaching on the back of Swiss with those medium tyres. Simmons gets another 3 second. So this is where the action lies then. How far up can Quimo get in these last 4 laps? He's definitely got a chance on Swiss, but does he have a chance on Philip as well? And then maybe even CJ. They're all in close proximity. Penalties are going to play a huge part for Quimo here. I think at the moment... Oh, that's not what I want. At the moment... yes, Quimo will definitely get past Swiss. And he's jumping CJ as well, I think. Not quite, actually. Not quite at the moment. He's got about 0.3 to jump CJ. But he should dispose of that relatively soon, as long as he doesn't get held up by Swiss, who actually is on the back of Philip here. Not quite close enough this time round. Don't want Gap to lead up. This is where the action is. Quimo, there is a DRS detection point there. And I think he's just within the 1 second. He is. So he gets the DRS. And this is where he can really lock himself into the back of Swiss's car. Take that time out of him. Quimo needs to be smart with his battery to really maximise what he can get here. It's crunch time now. There are only 2 racing laps to go at the end of the... actually, maybe 3 racing laps as Magin's already passed the start-finish. So we're going to go on board with Quimo because we can see the full train ahead of him. Quimo doesn't have the battery to do it this time around. He's going to need to save some to dispose of this train ahead of him. But it's a good opportunity for him to do so. He needs to not force it, save up the battery, and then go for the jump. Philip was having a look down the inside of CJ there. He's really closed the gap. Quimo really looking racy on the back of Swiss. He needs to keep it clean as well. Any wing damage would be pretty crippling for him at this stage. It would be a big ask of Quimo to get past this train and then close the 3 second to within 3 seconds of Speechy to claim P2. I think that's just out of reach for Quimo at this stage. That gap at the front now 18.7 seconds. That's extended by nearly 6 seconds now since I last mentioned it, and that was 2 laps ago. Quimo then, he's draining to get past Swiss, but he's got no battery to speak of. It could mean he gets repassed, but also Swiss is struggling for battery. And Quimo cuts the final corner. Cuts the final corner. And he gets a 3 second penalty, and that is terrible for Quimo actually, because he's not going to get the jump on CJ unless he does it on track, and Philip is going to stay ahead of him unless he can gap him by 3 seconds. So Quimo has made his life a lot harder now. It was a good strategy to start on the hards with everyone else on the mediums. Positioned himself well. And Philip! I didn't even see him go off track there, but he's got a 3 second for it. The situation changes once again. And Quimo side by side with Philip here. Going into turn 10. Could be contact. And it looks like they've kept it clean actually. That's fantastic racing from those two. Oh, I should not have said that as they come together on the exit. And Philip stays ahead just about. Quimo on these tyres really should be benefiting here, but his battery is letting him down. Magin has started the final lap of this race. And it's all falling away from Quimo at the death. But Philip has lost DRS to CJ. So, I mean, they're both empty on battery, so this could be Quimo's at turn 1. He goes for the move. Edge is just in front, but he's got the tight turn 2 there, and he gets in front as well and gets the DRS. Philip has a little look, and he's got Swiss just behind him. But Quimo, I mean, I'll check the penalties again. No one else has got another one, have they? No. 3 seconds across the board. Swiss is clearly out of it in terms of this battle. So it's all on track here. Who's going to take P3? I think it's going to be CJ. I don't think Quimo's got enough. Final corner then is Magin. He's been in a league of his own today, and he takes the win in round 1 in the brand new division of Challenger in the VDL Racing League. Magin has really shown his stars here. He was miles ahead in quali, and he takes the race win in round 1. Quimo coming into the final corner. CJ is going to hold him off by the looks of it. And Speechy has taken P2, and CJ rounds out the podium. It was nearly a podium for Quimo with that master strategy. But if the battery management was just a little bit better, he could have figured out a much better position. Philip comes home in P5. Filbo Baggins recovers to P6 ahead of Swiss, who obviously had that penalty. Jay can't do any better than P8 after his damage. Comes home in P8. Collins is going to come home in P9. And Waterboy just behind him in P10. Jammers coming across the line in P11, but oh no, he's jumped Waterboy. Waterboy had a large penalty, and Prowler's jumped Waterboy as well. So there you go, Frank. Prowler was flying up. He's flown up to P11. There you go, and that is that. You're very welcome, Jay. It's just unfortunate for that damage. I'd need to see it again to see exactly what happened. There you go. So you got your race winner, Imagine. Fastest lap of the day goes to Jay on those soft tyres. Driver of the day is Speechy, recovering well into P2. Filbo Baggins with the most overtakes, dropping down the order into P11 on lap 1 and recovering back to a P6. Imagine with the cleanest driver of the day award. Don't think he didn't pick up a penalty, did he? So there we have it. So I'll just run down the order once again. Imagine in P1, Speechy in P2, and CJ rounds out the podium. Quimo in P4, Philip in P5, Filbo in P6, Swiss in P7, Jay in P8, Collins in P9, Jammers in P10, Prowler in P11, Waterboy in P12, Simmons in P13, Pro in P14, and Max failed to finish the race after an early retirement in P15. So, thanks for having me, boys. It looks like it's going to be a very entertaining season. Imagine obviously jumping up to the top of the championship, so we'll look if he actually stays here or if there's a championship on offer to the other boys. Speechy